Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your November 2015 love reading. It's Rena here. And so the cards I picked are very interesting. The first card I picked that relates to your current state of mind is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So, some of you who are single and looking, again, before I begin, I want to remind everyone that my readings are intended for people who are single and looking for love and possibly have had problems finding the right person in the past, or someone who is currently in an unhappy marriage or other type of relationship. The Wheel of Fortune reverse means that some of you may be feeling like things are just not happening and you're wondering why, because Sagittarius, I'm a Sagittarian, and we are very optimistic people. So when we are faced with a situation where we seem to be kind of coming up against an obstacle, it just doesn't compute because it's not supposed to be happening. We're supposed to be like just breezing through and everything is hunky dory, yada yada. And what is this? And it's so interesting because there's that saying, what goes up must come down. I don't necessarily believe that. On the other hand, sometimes people are a little bipolar in the throes of passion, and everything is just the ultimate, and then it's the pits. And when you have more temperance, which happens to be the major arcana card related to Sagittarius, you never get too high or too low. And that's probably for the best because exaggerated emotions lead to exaggerated responses. So this card is just maybe some of you wondering if you're ever going to meet someone and it's going to just flow and it's going to be okay. And the answer is, of course, we have to just accept that love is something you can't really control. You can really throw everything into your career and, force things. You can do that with tangible objects, but people are not tangible objects. Emotions are messy things sometimes. And you have to just allow things to be as they are. And not surprisingly, the message from the universe is the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is all about going within. So this card is asking you and begging you to stop looking for the answers out there and start looking within, going within, seeing what it is that is happening, transpiring in your relationships and what throws them off track, and asking yourself, what am I doing? It's not blaming the victim. Even if you find that you continuously get involved with people who cheat on you, there is something in that dynamic that you are involved with, that you feed, something. And the same thing with attracting addicts. You can't just act as if it's a one-way street. I don't believe in a random chaotic universe, and I believe that we all play our part in whatever it is that comes about. It's more empowering to see ourselves as contributing to a situation, because if we are a complete victim to a situation, then there's nothing we can do because it's just all, dependent on the other person. And we don't have any recourse. So I really believe in using wisdom to get what we want, but also to heal from any past hurts. I feel that we can use spiritual teachers in this way quite effectively. And I consider this part of going within, finding books that really resonate with you, that teach you the kind of things that mirror your philosophy. And the advice cards are the Justice card and the Seven of Swords. Now, immediately when I think of these cards, I think that some of you may, in fact, be going through a divorce. And what these cards indicate is that there is a need for fairness. And yet, you may have to kind of be a little bit on the down low and not just be such an open book. Sagittarius is like a puppy dog and like a small child that is totally open and totally innocent. And sometimes we have to be a little bit, I don't want to say sneaky, but less of an open book, more of a chess player when we're dealing with serious issues that, really can impact our life. If you're dealing in a court case, you don't want to, show your hand if you want to win the case, and especially if it's something where you've been done wrong, there's no reason why you shouldn't get vindicated. No reason whatsoever, especially since this card is suggesting maybe that you are on the right side of things. For some of you, this could mean that you elope. The Seven of Swords can indicate that you're doing something kind of in a clandestine sort of way. And with the Justice card, maybe you'll get married by the Justice of the Peace instead of a quote unquote proper church wedding because you don't want to deal with all of that rigmarole. So that's a possible interpretation as well. Now, the outcome card is the Knight of Swords. This is about cutting to the chase of the truth. The swords cards relate to the air signs. So it's all about communication, but also using your rational mind and doing so in a fearless way. So if going back to this scenario of being in a court case, like a divorce proceeding, if that's the case, then the outcome is that you are going to be using your mind in a proper way, in a way to get what you want. For other people, this card may mean that when you are in the dating stage, that you are looking at people from a very detached point of view and you're seeing them for who they are. You're not projecting a fantasy onto them. You're not saying, well, he or she needs a bit of work, but I think I can save them. I think I can influence them positively. You're assessing the situation and you're making a clear cut decision. And this will help you in making good choices when it comes to relationships. So it's very interesting because I picked two sword cards, which relate to kind of conflict and also rational thinking, detached behavior rather than emotional behavior. And then I got the Hermit, which is kind of an introspective card, and I got the Justice card, and the ruler is holding a sword upright as well. And then the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which is kind of showing the twists and turns of life. So it's kind of showing a lot of flux happening at the moment. And I think Sagittarius can handle that because as a mutable sign, we are flexible with anything that comes our way and we don't, fear change. So these are interesting cards to pull for a love reading in any case. So, these are pretty interesting cards to pick for a love reading. So I hope that your November is very eventful in a good way, Sagittarius, when it comes to your love life. And I wish you a great time. Bye.